Hello, it's good to see you again. It's Busola. And if this is the first time you're coming, you're welcome. How nice that you chose to stop by. Don't make it your last. Come again and again. I love books. I'm a writer and I love to give the content of my books to you free. And if you plan to buy them, the links and phone numbers are in the description. Book review day is when we review my books. For now, my books. And guess who is going to do the book review of today? It's Alison Bowie. It's so exciting to have the editor review the book. I hope you have a good time listening to her. And if you like what she's saying, please click like. Don't wait till the end. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed and share with your friends and loved ones as Alison is talking. Waiting till the end, you may forget. So share, subscribe, like, and do every good thing you want to do while the talk is going on. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them and post your comments. And if you feel that your comments are more personal than what you want to post out there, you can direct message me at my Instagram, Olubusola Ashiet. That's my full name. If you are not sure of the spelling, just check here at the channel. Thank you, and I'll let you hear from Alison now.
Hi, I'm Alison and I'm here to give a short review of Busola's two books that she's recently written. One, The Expected Date of Departure, Preparing for the Death of Loved Ones, and the other one is Stepping into the Sunlight, Walking with a Friend Through Grief. So the first book, Expected Date of Departure, is a book that is about loss. And so obviously it's quite a difficult subject, especially loss from death and how to handle it well. And the main thing that Busola talks about is how to prepare for loss so that it's not such a terrible shock for us. And she's very good at citing other books that people have written who give experiences of how they handled the death of their loved ones. And the thing that I found particularly helpful is that she highlights that there's a choice that we can make about how we handle loss, and that one of the ways to prepare for the death of our loved ones is to prepare now, and especially by making death something that isn't a taboo subject. And Busola emphasises that it's good and right to enjoy and appreciate our loved ones now, rather than in the future when they die, suddenly then saying, this is what I appreciated about them, this is what I loved about them. Why not do that now, rather than wait until they've died when they won't be able to hear what you appreciated about them? She also gives eminently practical advice about preparing for the loss of loved ones, especially if it's a spouse, by thinking about the practical things maybe they were better at and starting to learn some of those skills now. Busola is no stranger to grief herself, and she movingly speaks about her experiences, and because of that we absolutely know that she understands. And I'm not going to give the game away, but I really appreciated and was very moved by the redemptive ending that this book has. And then Stepping into the Sunlight, Walking with a Friend Through Grief. This book is written for two groups of people, the grieving and bereaved, and those able to offer support to the grieving and bereaved. And the book offers us various scenarios that we can then be equipped for, because we're likely to face these scenarios. We're likely to face being a friend to the bereaved, and we're likely to be on the receiving end where we are bereaved. And this book offers help in all sorts of ways, practical help. It talks about the ways that we can be helpful to those who suffered loss and grief. And it talks about the idea that with grief, we have to do work. People who are in grief have to work at their grief, to work through it. And she is very helpful in naming the stages of grief in this book. Again, a really practical book that just offers some good counsel about a subject that most people don't really want to talk about or want to think about, but we don't want to end up being helpless when our friends are in grief, and we don't want to be helpless when we find ourselves grieving ourselves. So a really helpful book, so practical, so down to earth, and Priscilla has not been afraid to talk about the difficult aspects of grief. So thank you, Priscilla, for giving us two really helpful books